When you got here, you said that one of the reasons you wanted to come, if I'm not mistaken, was Doc. How has your relationship been with Doc, and would you like to see him back?
Okay, our relationship is okay.
I'ma make him give me roses while I'm here. I'ma make him give me roses while I'm here. I'ma make him give me roses while I'm here. Rest in peace, Kobe, my nigga. I'ma do this for you, bro. I'ma make him give me roses while. Welcome to today's edition of Blackout Sports. I am your humble host, Matthew Wilson, your future favorite sportscaster, here with the latest in NBA news. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for updates on all the newest content, and post your opinions in the comments as well. Best comment gets displayed after every video. So for today's episode, our topic of discussion is the Philadelphia 76ers and what's next for them. The Philadelphia 76ers got blown off of the floor in Game 6 against the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference semifinals. James Harden played terrible, just awful. Joel Embiid wasn't too far behind him. Doc Rivers got fired maybe a few days later. Now the question is, what's next for him? If I'm Philly fans, I'm a little worried. I'm not even going to hold you. You saw in the beginning of the video, a reporter asked James Harden what his relationship with Doc Rivers. He said, it's okay. Then Doc Rivers proceeds to get fired a couple of days later. Daryl Morey even came out in the press conference. They asked him about how Embiid felt about them firing Doc Rivers. Daryl Morey was like, yeah, Joel Embiid, he was shocked by the decision, and that it's his job to convince Joel Embiid that the next coach they have for him will be just as good for him relationship-wise as Doc Rivers. Things are starting to look a little weird to me, because it looks like the star that they're capitulating to, it isn't Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid wanted Doc Rivers gone, I get that. But if he had a great relationship with Doc and he spoke glowingly about Doc in the end season interviews after the game when they got eliminated, if that's not the issue, then why would you get rid of his coach? Because he doesn't have a great history with James Harden? Wait a minute. Whoa. I thought this was Joel Embiid's team, not James Harden's team. So I'm starting to look at this Philly situation a little weird, because it's like, yo, why are you capitulating to James Harden? That's not the player you drafted that you said you wanted to build around. You see what James Harden is in the playoffs. I mean, in Game 6, he gave you what? He gave you 9 points, 7 assists. He did nothing for you. Let me see what his shooting percentage was. I know his shooting percentage was terrible too. Okay, it's not showing me that right now. But he shot terrible from the floor as well. I think it was like 1 for 1. I don't think he hit a 3 in that game. And you're capitulating to him. You know his playoff history. He's not going to come through for you in big moments. It just is what it is at this point. There's no more hoping James Harden gets past. There's no more hoping James Harden gets past the hump. He's not going to do it. He doesn't stay in the best shape. His most interesting thing that he likes to do is nightclubs. Let's keep it real. He seems more interested in getting paid and going to nightclubs than winning an NBA championship. And another quote from James Harden. It came out, I think Chris Haynes said this. He said that James Harden wants to play with a competitive roster and he wants to have basketball freedom. You're not getting that with Joel Embiid. You can't play like the Houston James Harden if you're teaming with Joel Embiid. That's not happening. What Joel Embiid's supposed to let you dribble out the clock for 18 seconds and then stand in the corner and hope that you give the ball to him? No, That's not Joel Embiid's game. So is this what Philly, you going to give that along? Because at this point, with the CBA coming, you kind of stuck either giving James Harden a max contract or doing a sign and trade, which is what I would do. I'm not giving James Harden a long-term contract. I'm not. Not after what I saw in the playoffs. I'm just not doing it. Great talent, great player, one of the greatest players to play. The top 75, we get all of that. But after we seen in the playoffs, if Philly's there, Philly wants to win a championship. Them fans want a championship. They're not trying to get bounced out in the Eastern Conference semifinals every year. The fans are going to revolt against that team. I don't know if y'all pay attention to Philly fans. I know a few of them. They not with that. So, it could be the relationship in between James Harden and Daryl Morey. Is that superseding the superstar that you have there in Joel Embiid, who's this year's MVP too? So these decisions that Philly is making is kind of mind-boggling to me. I don't think they should have let Doc go. I really don't. I think that was honestly, from the way it looks, that's a James Harden thing written all over it. And if I'm Philly fans, I'm worried. This is the guy we gonna build around? Daryl Morey, was this your plan the whole time? What are we trading Joel Embiid? Is that what we're doing? We're gonna trade Joel. We're gonna trade this year's MVP and go with James Harden, who's proven time and time again he can't get you to the championship with his style of play. Who's the coach you gonna hire? He wants basketball freedom. Who's the coach you gonna hire? Mike D'Antoni? That's the one he had the most success under. You expect Joel Embiid to thrive in a Mike D'Antoni system? How? I don't like the situation in Philly, man. I don't. Yo, trade James Harden, get you some pieces, build around Maxey and build around Embiid. I would not start capitulating to James Harden and anything in his career. Because the minute James Harden gets unhappy with any situation, it tanks the team, and he's out of there. He's out of there. You saw the way he quit on Houston. You saw the way he quit on Brooklyn. What makes you think? What makes you think for a second he's not going to quit on you? And a lot of people are looking at that game 7 like he might have quit on Doc. And that's the guy you build your future around? Nah, man, I ain't with that. I'm not with that. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. Philly. Hey, look, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm going to keep it real. I'm a Knicks fan. So I will be very happy if you guys decide that Joel Embiid ain't your future. I'd be very happy about that. We trade for him in a heartbeat. But that will be a huge mistake on Philly's part. Huge mistake. But that's my take on the Philadelphia 76ers, man. I could recommend a coach for you, but who wants to coach James Harden, a player that could possibly get them fired? You see, how many coaches has he gotten fired? Nah, man. I'm concerned about Philly. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm really concerned about Philly. I really am. I won't even go no deeper into their roster and nothing like that, because I have no idea where you go from here when it comes to them. No idea. No idea with that comment and how they're moving to seem like they want to appease James Harden and forget about what Joel Embiid's wishes are. I don't know what's going on with that franchise, man, but they better get it together. They got a year. They got a year to get it together before things get tough. And if I'm them, James Harden is not included in that equation. It's not. It's not. Send him somewhere where he could be free. But it's not going to be in Philly with Joel Embiid. That's my take. But before we get out of here, remember, hit that like and subscribe button. And let me hear your opinions in the comments, man. Remember, best comment gets displayed after every video. Once again, I am your humble host, Matthew Wilson, your future favorite sportscaster, signing off with Blackout Sports. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'ma make them give me roses while I'm here. I'ma make them give me roses while I'm here. I'ma make them give me roses while I'm here.